All right, Shalom. First off, give all praise to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai by Hashem Kradash. That bonds to the apostles and elders of the GMS. Salutes and honors to the elect, all the brothers across the four corners who are enduring, and truth and sincerity in the women and children who follow. So, I want to do this video on just a few videos that I seen yesterday. I just wanted to, make the connection with everything, man. Because, we are coming to the last days. We're coming to the end of this thing. And you're gonna have sickness out here, pestilence. All right, you're gonna have when Jacob's trouble. All right, it's gonna be that trouble. All right, you're gonna have trouble on all sides. All right, you're gonna have famine. You're gonna have sickness and pestilence. You're gonna have war, the sword. You're gonna have martial law. You're gonna have the chip, World War III, the chariots. All this is gonna be going on at the same time. But this in particular that I want to talk about today is the pestilence. Okay, so I got a couple of videos. We're gonna watch these videos, and I'm gonna get into some scriptures. Okay, so let me see. We'll go with this one first.
This pig Ebola thing is shifting things as well out here in terms of prices, food, and right now the Chinese pigs are getting slaughtered left and right, and they're doing this to contain a breakout of the African swine fever. This is also known as pig Ebola. This has processors around the world scrambling to sell more pork to China to make up for its shortages, and this is China's most popular protein. The consequence right here of all this means that the supplies are driving up prices, and the disease continues to spread. Where did it begin? Interesting timing. Right now they're saying that the world's largest producer and consumer is China, and that this trend is about to only get worse. Wonder where this came from out of nowhere. Just like the big tick epidemic down in the Ozarks out of nowhere. You get bit by a tick, catch Lyme disease. Get bit by that Red Star tick, you can't eat red meat anymore. That sounds like a bioweapon. They turn around, look at all the deer and the elk in the Ozarks. They got a disease, zombie disease. Then look at our country, it's been devastated by flooding. Yeah, I'd say there's a shift coming in the offing, if not sooner than later here, in terms of the price of food all the way around. And this situation in China, as they predict here, they expect this to continue to get worse. Now, some could say that that would be good for other business outside of China or anyone selling to China, but then when the price rises all in all, it rises all in all, then even the people in those countries are going to be paying higher. So, just wanted to add this in there, some updated information here connected to this pig Ebola. Make sure to follow me on Twitter for more, and also make sure to follow me.
Okay, so we know that pork is an abomination. You're supposed to eat that shit no ways. But I brought up this article for a reason, because he has a good point. Okay, most of these jakes out here, they eating pork because it's cheap. All right. Oh, suck it. Oh, suck it. They eating pork because it's cheap. All right. If beef was on sale at the same amount of pork, the beef would be flying off the shelf. But and we've been predisposed since fucking slavery to this goddamn pig. So, our people are immersed in this goddamn pork. But, so it's over in China. So it's Ebola in China. All right. If you're familiar with the movie Contagion, okay, it was something similar that happened. So I'm going to play that clip and then speak about it all in general. Okay. This is the end of the movie. Fucking pig. Where's the pig at? In goddamn China. Is this predictive programming? I don't know. You know, could be. This is a real good movie. This nasty ass heathen just didn't even wash his hands. Just wiped his hands off on his goddamn apron. You know, fucking filthy ass heathen, man. But that's why we don't shake hands with these motherfuckers, man, because you don't know where they fucking hands been. It's this goddamn sodomite at my job. You know what I'm saying? He's a supervisor. He always be trying to fucking shake my hand and shit, man. I don't want to shake your hand. Just knuckle up or whatever. And then every fucking time, I go find the nearest sanitizer, man, because I don't want to, even have this nigga spirit or nothing. It's just, you know what I mean? Y'all know what I mean. Y'all feel me? Because it's frustrating sometimes. But to get back to the point, okay, pig Ebola is going on in China. According to the movie Contagion, which is a movie about a plague, a pestilence that started small and spread pretty much worldwide, okay, in a small amount of time and killed millions of people, okay, like that. So that's what that movie's about. That was the origin of that movie. It's a very real scenario because you don't know how far it's gone. You don't know if it's already gone and it's a cover up. Or you do have what's called the CDC, the Center for Disease Control, where they, let's see if I can. That's a little bit better. The Center for Disease Control, where they basically control all the diseases. They manufacture this shit, man. This isn't some man-made stuff that you just came across the common code or something. No, they manufacture this shit. They manufacture this shit, and they put it on us, man. They put it in us with these fucking vaccines, and but people still get this shit, man. People still get this shit. But they're gonna learn. They're definitely gonna learn. And all this in the midst of a Ebola crisis in Africa. So I'm gonna get this last video, and then
Today, the head of the
we're gonna watch this last video, and then we're gonna get the scriptures and get up out of here.
United Nations Health Agency called an outbreak of Ebola in the Democratic Republic of Congo one of the most complex emergencies that the WHO has ever faced. More than 1,100 people have died from the deadly virus in 2 provinces along the borders of 3 countries. That makes it the second worst Ebola outbreak ever. But as Nick Schifrin reports, experts fear the outbreak is increasing and that the virus could soon spread.
This is all that's left of a health clinic in Democratic Republic of Congo's North Kivu. A local militia burned it down and threatened the doctors. Since January, there have been dozens of deadly attacks on clinics where beds now sit under open sky. In Geneva today, the WHO honored a murdered DRC health worker, and Director General Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus warned the risk that Ebola could spread to other countries was, quote, very high.
We're fighting one of the world's most dangerous viruses in one of the world's most dangerous areas.
For a quarter century, the region's residents have fled from armed extremist groups and militias. They attack the military and anyone who collaborates with the government. That means that villages devastated by violence, now also racked by disease, aren't safe for health workers, allowing disease to spread. International organizations sit with villagers to fight deep distrust of foreign doctors and local authorities. Medical workers treat Ebola victims in new transparent cubes that reduce transmission.
Because, man, no wonder they don't trust you motherfuckers, man. Because what I just say, the fucking Center for Disease Control. They supposed to be coming over here to help these people, and all of a sudden, it's the biggest fucking Ebola outbreak since, the biggest one ever. But you're supposed to be helping these people, man. No, I wouldn't trust you neither. You're not trying to give me a cure. You probably poked somebody with the fucking disease and then took that same dirty needle and poked me with it to give me the disease. They've probably witnessed this stuff, man. These people aren't crazy. These people aren't killing these quote health workers and burning down these facilities for nothing, man. But the stigma on them is that they're savages. They're just some wild jungle bunny niggas. So that's what they do. We're trying to help them, and they don't want the help. They don't know what's good for them. These people ain't stupid, man. They know what you're doing over there.
Risk, and they deliver a new, extremely effective vaccine, but it's not working.
There goes that word. Vaccine. They giving them what? A fucking vaccine. But what they say about the vaccine? It's not working. So why the fuck are you still giving it to them? Why should I still take a vaccine that's not working? You gave me the previous 3. Now I gotta get the 4th vaccine? Now I gotta get the 5th vaccine? Come on, man. Get out of here, dog. A vaccine is a weakened form of the virus. Why would I take a weakened form of Ebola for my body to fight it off? That makes no fucking sense whatsoever. Anybody with half a brain, my 4-year-old daughter, could comprehend that she shouldn't take some bullshit like that. Come on, man.
And health workers warn more people will die, and the outbreak could spiral out of control. And with me now is David Miliband, President and CEO of the International Rescue Committee. He just returned from the Democratic Republic of Congo, where his organization has over 150 people working to combat Ebola. David Miliband, welcome back to the NewsHour. The numbers themselves are staggering. 1,000 dead, 1,600 infected. But did you see a situation there that's actually even worse than these numbers suggest?
Yes, I think it's very important that people understand that although this is already the second biggest Ebola outbreak in history, and it's the first Ebola outbreak to take place in a conflict zone, which is what the east of DRC is, the real situation on the ground.
They do that shit, like you said, in a conflict zone where people are already dying, where the world gives no fuck about these people anyways. They're expendable. Let the niggers kill the niggers, and then we can come in and kill the niggers too.
Is far more troubling. It's not just that the numbers of cases are probably much higher. It's that the level of violence, including violence directed against health centres, 3 International Rescue Committee health centres have been targeted and they've had to have services suspended. That means that there is a real danger of the disease spreading, of the number of cases spiking, and of the kind of upsurge in death rates that we've seen in previous outbreaks.
I mean, that's alarming. So from 2013 to 2016, over 3 countries, we saw more than 11,000 people die. Are you seeing?
And just because it's on my spirit to say this, I've been watching one of the brothers' videos, man. It's actually a real good video. This Witch Hunter series from the Middle Valley 12. It's a real good series. If you brothers got time, it's long burns, but man, it's so edifying, man. It's real edifying. Like I said, they had those CDC suits on. That hazardous material sign is an occultic sign. Okay? So when you see that shit, just know it's something afoot. Is witchcraft involved. That's why they sticking you with the fucking disease, man. Everything is for something. There's no such thing as a coincidence, man. they put that shit there for a reason.
Suggesting that that's the way we're heading right now?
The great danger at the moment is that the number of cases is already rising but not being recorded. The suspension of services doesn't just relate to health centres, it's also affected some of the lab testing, it's also affected a critical part of the prevention and control system which the International Rescue Committee has been working on, which is the contact tracing. Every time you find someone with Ebola, you need to make sure that the 10, 20 people who they may have come in contact with are taking the necessary precautions. And so my great fear is that we end up in a situation where we do approach very significantly increased levels of death.
You've talked about violence against doctors, violence against IRC, International Rescue Committee.
Said the 20 people that they've come in contact with, that's how they was doing it on the movie Contagion, and then Contagion, and then there was a show that came on the CW. What was it called? I believe that was called was it called Contagion? It was something similar to Contagion. I can't really remember what it's called right now, Lord as well. I'll get it or put it in the description. But yeah, I gotta watch that too. That was a really good movie about a similar outbreak in Zone 6 Atlanta.
Officials, the World Health Organization says there's been 119 attacks on health workers. 85 have been killed or wounded. And as you know, there's a lot of disinformation about what those doctors are doing. So what's the solution to that right now?
Well, you're making a really important point. This is a battle not just against a disease, it's a battle against fake news, and it's a battle for public opinion. Absolutely key. The central lesson of the Ebola outbreaks that have happened before is winning the confidence of the community. And what's happened in this case...
You're not going to get the confidence of the community. Okay, I'm done. I don't even want to hear nothing you got to say. Y'all see the name of the video. Y'all can check it out if y'all want to. We're going to get into these scriptures, okay? Let me see. This is Ezekiel 7 and verse 15. It says, the sword is without, and pestilence, and the pestilence, and the famine within. He that is in the field shall die with the sword, and he that is in the city, famine and pestilence shall devour him. So that's talking about in the days of Jacob's trouble. Okay, if you're in the city, you're going to be in a bad case. There's going to be pestilence here, disease going around everywhere. Okay, there's going to be no food here in the city. Okay, it only takes 3 days or a grocery store only has 3 days worth of food in it at any given time. I used to work at a grocery store, okay, for years, for many years, multiple grocery stores at that. And every couple of days, all the pallets would come in, and we'd have to stock the shelves. All right. I was actually the head over the dairy department and the produce department, and I stocked the shelves as well. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, they would get different orders in for different stuff. I did a milk order. I would get a milk order in on certain days. You would get fruits and vegetables in on certain days. Every day they had something different coming in because they had it was a steady schedule. Okay? Now when that schedule stops and everything runs out, everything's just out. Then what? You got to go for what's in nature. I live in the Midwest. There ain't too many apple trees and fucking cherry and peach trees around here. You gotta get how you live. You gotta go fishing. You gotta hunt. And what you gonna eat? It's nothing but. We do actually have some deer around here, but other than they got the goddamn the deer, the mad deer disease, the zombie deer shit going on. like Dabu Seven was talking about, which brings me back to a point that I forgot to make with the whole pig Ebola thing. With the pig Ebola and the regular Ebola, is helping lead to the famine as well. All right, because the food prices is gonna go up. It's already been, like he said, with all this flooding. We had a lot of flooding here in Nebraska, the Cornhusker state. We're known for corn. Iowa actually produces more corn than Nebraska, so we're known for corn. And these two states were devastated by floods. All right, we were almost surrounded on all sides by water here in Omaha. So I know firsthand that this is going to be a fucked up year for a lot of farmers. And these farmers here make bank. I used to work at a car dealership, and these fucking farmers would sell their crap and come in and get a brand new truck and pretty much pay cash. 50, 60 grand, bam, new truck. Ram 1500. Top of the line, top trim. All right, they're not playing. But like I said, man, with this scripture, if you in the city, you're gonna be in a bad case. But if you out there, you in the field, it's not gonna be good either. Because if you're on the road and you see somebody on the road, what they gonna do? They gonna shake you down. It's gonna be a conflict. Both of y'all not walking out unscathed. Somebody's giving up good. Somebody's gonna be hurt. The love of many shall wax cold. This is Jeremiah chapter 14, verse 12. It says, "When they fast, I will not hear their cry, and when they offer burnt offerings and oblation, I will not accept them, but I will consume them by the sword, and by the famine, and by the pestilence." Okay, so in that day, people are going to want to turn to the Lord. They're going to want to try to, fast or pray or, look for the minute the Lord's. It's not going to be there. They're going to want to, have all these offerings. Okay, you want to come to the Lord now. You want to party and bullshit your whole life. Now that Jacob's trouble hit, now that it's time to prove yourself, now you want to get yourself to the Lord. Okay, he said that he's going to consume you by the sword, which the modern day sword is the gun. Okay, by famine, you're going to starve to death. You're going to watch your kids starve to death. Your mom starve to death. Your wife, your husband, whoever, your brother, your sister, your loved ones is going to starve to death. And if they don't starve to death, or if they don't get killed out here, they're probably going to die of a fucking disease that's been going around. And they got two strands of the same disease in two parts of the world going around that can easily be brought out because they got workers coming in and out of that area, coming flying back to the States and whatnot. And they got goddamn China, the biggest population in the world, has with the biggest pig population in the world for eating. And what? They got a fucking Ebola problem. Who knows what the real numbers are? They even said that they don't know what the real numbers are with the people in the Congo. For all we know, it's spread out of the Congo. It's coming over this way. Lord's willing, it is. Because people got to die, man. At the end of the day, people have to die. If you ain't right with Yahabashim Yashai, you're going to die. And in order for his kingdom to come, in order for his plan to come in, people take it like, we saying, oh, you got to die. Like we preaching hate or, it's not for love. It is love, man. Because love is keeping the commandments. And if you're in the commandments with the Most High, then you're in league with the Most High. If you're in league with the Most High, you're in league with his plan. And his plan is to do what? To come back and set this place right. He killed everybody. Everybody except 8 people. the first time. He has an elect that's going to make it through the fire on the second go round. So if everybody else got to fucking die for the elect to get their kingdom, then kill them niggas. Do whatever. Kill them, starve them, poison them, whatever. These niggas gotta die. Point period blank, man. Niggas gotta die. Wicked has if the place where the wickedness has been done. Let me see if I can get that real quick. All right, here we go. This is 2 Ezra 4:29. It says, "If therefore that which is sown be not turned upside down, and the place where the evil is sown pass not away, then cannot it come that which is then cannot it come that is sown with good." Okay, so the kingdom can't come until the evil is purged out, man. There goes that word again. So the moral of the story is basically we at the end of this, keep your eye open, man. Keep your spiritual eye open. Push hard. We almost out of here, man. With that being said, if you're still with me 27 minutes in, the water, the water, the water. I hope you were edified. Give all praise that's called law to Yahweh Bashem Yashai Bashem Kadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of GMS. Salute to the honesty of the elect, all the brothers across the four corners who are enduring, and truth and sincerity in the women's children who follow. Shalom.